The GTA, PvE, and GTI are now engaged in an all-out conflict that could determine the future of the Terran Vasudan history. Although the bulk of the GTI fleet has been contained in Beta Aquilae and Vega, the GTI flagship Hades is still at large and must be stopped. The Soyokoze is the only ship within range to intercept the Juggernaut before she can carry out her ultimate objective. Victory or defeat will be decided in the next few hours. You are being informed on a need-to-know basis about the Hades project and are hereby notified that all information regarding it is classified level Omega. Divulging this information, directly or indirectly, to any persons other than those specifically authorized by the Galactic Terran Alliance is a treasonous offense, punishable by death. The GTD Hades was conceived and designed in 2324, when it became apparent that the Terran Vasudan War would not be won decisively in a matter of months. This super-destroyer would be nearly invulnerable to bomber, cruiser, and destroyer attacks, and would be able to mount full-scale planetary assaults unaided. Construction began the following year in the Delta Serpentis shipyards. When the Shivans arrived in 2335, the Hades was nearing completion. The GTI conducted extensive studies of the aliens, particularly of the Lucifer, and put the new developments to use in the Hades. With their ultimate weapon now boasting Shivan beam weaponry and Terran-Shivan hybrid systems, GTI forces waited for the deployment order from GTA High Command. But the order never came. Unlike every other ceasefire over the course of the Terran Vasudan War, this one held. The GTA and PvE set aside their differences to counter the Shivan threat, and in the process, developed a grudging respect for each other. Galactic Terran intelligence, however, could not easily discard the investment and momentum of 10 years' worth of work on the Hades. According to statements by captured operatives, the GTI concluded that the GTA had lost sight of its original goal and decided to take matters into its own hands. The GTI appears to have been positioning itself to overthrow the GTA government as soon as the Terrans had recovered enough from the Great War to stand on their own. Once the Shivans were defeated, the GTI would dissolve the Terran Vasudan Treaty and strike the final blow against the PvE. The Terran Vasudan War would finally be won. The exposure of the GTI conspiracy has prevented their plan from coming to fruition, but the GTI may yet succeed in their ultimate objective. Our reconnaissance against the Hades has indicated that its engines are enhanced with Shivan components, which may enable the Juggernaut to use jump nodes too unstable for Terran and Vasudan vessels. Command believes that, rather than pursuing a random course of destruction, the Hades is actually en route to Altair and Aldebaran via the Deneb-Altair phasing jump node. This maneuver would effectively allow the Hades to slip behind Vasudan lines, beyond any possibility of interception by GTA or PvE forces. The Deneb-Altair jump node is no longer stable enough for our ships to traverse, which means that any counterattack would have to go the long way around via Alpha Centauri. By then, the Hades will have had more than enough time to devastate the Vasudan home systems unopposed. There are some within the GTA who favor the GTI in this conflict. Indeed, many officers and pilots have defected to the GTI, and many others have argued that the Vasudans would behave the same as the GTI if they were in the same position. I can only answer by saying I believe this is the right thing to do, and I believe the Vasudans would defend us if the situation were reversed. It may be difficult for each species to see past the horrors of the past 14 years, but the Vasudans seem to be holding up their end of the bargain. The PvE continue to work closely with the GTA in our campaign to track and destroy the Lucifer, even after the devastation of Vasuda Prime removed their main motivation for doing so. And the GTA and PvE continue to share military resources and intelligence even today. We should honor their continued support with our own. History will determine whether we made the right choice in doing so.